welcome to my channel. Today, we dive into one of nature's most unexpected encounters. King Cobra versus Mouse. Who is the winner? At first glance, this battle may seem one-sided, but the truth behind these creatures and their survival strategies is more fascinating than you might expect. Let's explore their strengths, weaknesses, and the surprising outcome of such a wild face-off. The King Cobra, the deadly serpent ruler. The King Cobra Ophiophagus hana is the world's longest venomous snake, growing up to 18 feet 5.5 meters long. It has feared not just for its size, but for its potent neurotoxic venom and intelligent hunting behavior. Found primarily in the forests of India, Southeast Asia, and parts of Indonesia. The king cobra feeds mostly on other snakes, even venomous ones like kraits and smaller cobras. King Cobra's strengths: deadly venom. Its venom attacks the nervous system, causing paralysis or death in a matter of minutes. Incredible size. Towering over most of its prey, it can raise 1/3 of its body off the ground, making it a terrifying predator. Exceptional senses. It uses its forked tongue and Jacobson's organ to smell chemical cues from prey. Intelligence. King cobras have shown signs of territorial behavior and even parental care among snakes. Despite all this power, it's important to remember, the king cobra does not waste its energy on small, insignificant threats. Its diet is specialized, and unless provoked or cornered, it will likely ignore small animals like mice. The mouse, the tiny trickster. On the opposite end of the scale, we have the humble mouse. Small, furry, and often underestimated. There are many species of mice, but most are agile, nocturnal creatures that use their quick reflexes and burrowing ability to avoid predators. Mouse strengths: speed and agility. Mice can dart, leap, and squeeze into tight spaces to evade larger predators. Instincts and awareness. Their large ears and sensitive whiskers help them detect vibrations and approaching danger. Reproductive power. Mice reproduce rapidly, making their population hard to control. Survival skills. Mice are excellent at hiding, climbing, and navigating difficult terrain. A mouse may not have venom, fangs, or raw power, but it has survival on its side. In the animal kingdom, evasion can be more effective than confrontation. King Cobra versus Mouse. The encounter. So what happens if these two meet? Let's imagine two scenarios. Scenario 1. The cobra is hunting. If a king cobra is actively searching for food and comes across a mouse, it might ignore it entirely. Mice are not typical prey for king cobras. They prefer snakes, lizards, and sometimes birds. However, in rare cases, especially when food is scarce, a cobra may strike at small mammals. In this case, the cobra strikes with lightning speed. The venom is overkill. The mouse will succumb in seconds. The mouse, despite its speed, won't outrun a cobra once targeted. Winner King Cobra in pure power. There's no competition. Scenario 2. The mouse is in defensive survival mode. Let's flip the script. What if the mouse isn't prey but an uninvited guest in the cobra's burrow? Or perhaps it's a curious mouse that stumbles across the snake by accident. Here, the outcome might surprise you. The mouse could escape undetected, relying on stealth and quick movements. If the mouse senses danger first, it will bolt for cover, possibly avoiding the snake entirely. If the snake is resting or uninterested, not hungry or threatened, it might let the mouse pass. In this case, the mouse wins by not becoming prey. It uses its superior agility and environmental awareness to live another day. Winner Mouse, by strategy and survival instinct. Symbolism and lessons from the matchup. Interestingly, this matchup mirrors many life lessons and symbolic ideas. Brains over brawn. Sometimes, cleverness and caution win over strength. Dante pick, unnecessary fights. The king cobra doesn't attack unless there is a reason. It's selective and efficient, something we can all learn from. Adaptability is key to survival. Mice thrive across every continent except Antarctica. Despite being prey, they dominate in numbers through agility and resilience. Scientific observations. Zoologists rarely report king cobras preying on mice. More commonly, mice may share a habitat with snakes, especially in agricultural or forested areas. There are documented cases of mice living in snake enclosures in captivity for weeks without harm, as long as the snake isn't hungry. In research labs, mice are sometimes used to test venom potency, but that's in controlled environments. King cobras are fed larger prey items, and small rodents like mice are beneath their typical food chain. So in the wild, unless hunger drives the cobra to an unusual decision, a mouse is usually safe by simply staying unnoticed. Could a mouse ever defeat a cobra? In terms of raw combat, no. But let's explore some unusual possibilities. 1. Disease or poisoned bait. If a mouse carries disease or has ingested poison, and the cobra consumes it unknowingly, it could get sick or even die. This is indirect but still a win for the mouse, posthumously. 2. Nest destruction. Mice often chew on things including wires, materials, or food supplies. If a mouse invades a cobra's habitat and damages it, it might force the snake to relocate. In a way, the mouse indirectly wins by causing disruption. 3. Teamwork. In some cases, groups of mice have been observed attacking or chasing away snakes to protect their nest or territory. Though rare, it's a reminder that size isn't everything when instincts kick in. Final verdict. Who is the winner? If we're talking about a 1-on-1 physical fight, the king cobra wins, without question. One strike is enough. The cobra's venom would kill a mouse nearly instantly. But if the challenge is survival, adaptability, and escaping danger, then the mouse proves to be a worthy underdog. Its agility, caution, and quick wit allow it to survive encounters that should kill it. So who is the winner? In combat, the king cobra. In survival, the mouse. It's not always about who's stronger, but who's smarter and faster when it counts. Conclusion. Thank you for watching and exploring this wild hypothetical showdown with me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your animal lover friends. Let me know in the comments what you'd like me to cover. Next may be mongoose versus cobra or eagle versus python. Until next time, stay curious and, remember, in nature, even the smallest creature can have the biggest impact. If you've been following our channel for some time, then you're likely familiar with the fact that we love bringing you all the most exciting videos of animals fighting other animals. And today's no different. We've got a very special treat for you all. A tiny little mouse takes on one of the most venomous snakes in the world, a king cobra. But before we get into it, remember to leave a like and subscribe so you never miss an upload. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Although mice are tiny creatures, they can be ferocious fighters when they have to be. When threatened, these rodents will often fight back, even if their opponent seems much larger than them. This is exactly what we see in this clip, where a small brown mouse finds itself face-to-face with a giant snake. While snakes and rats aren't known to share a friendly relationship, these two clearly don't hate each other. If anything, the snake seems to be showing the rat a bit of kindness. However, this doesn't last long, and soon after, things take a turn for the worse, and the snake strikes out at the mouse. But the mouse then runs up the tree, and the snake follows. It's not clear why the snake decides to attack the mouse in the first place. Perhaps it was feeling hungry, or maybe it just wanted to scare the mouse away. Either way, the snake quickly realizes that the mouse is not going to be an easy meal, and eventually gives up the chase. For those who don't know, king cobras are among the most dangerous snakes in the world. They're responsible for thousands of deaths each year, and their venom is incredibly potent. That being said, there have been instances where people have survived being bitten by a king cobra. It all depends on how quickly you can get antivenom. After being bitten, king cobras are found in a variety of habitats throughout Asia, and they typically feed on rodents, birds, and other small animals. They are also known for their ability to spit venom from their fangs, and this is likely how they take down their prey. Once a king cobra has injected its venom into its victim, it can quickly cause paralysis, which can lead to death within hours. In this clip, however, the king cobra does not appear to be spitting venom. Instead, it seems to be trying to bite the mouse with its fangs. Even if the mouse manages to dodge the initial bite, the snake's venom can still enter its body through the wound. King cobras are also known for their incredible size. They can grow up to 18 feet long and weigh over 200 pounds. While most king cobras are not this big, there are plenty of cases where they reach lengths of 10 to 12 feet. In this clip, the king cobra is definitely not at its maximum length, but it's still much longer than the mouse it's facing off against. Despite the snake's size advantage, the mouse is still able to hold its own. As the fight continues, the mouse can be seen biting and clawing at the snake, trying to inflict as much damage as possible. Given the mouse's size, it's unlikely that its bites and scratches are causing any real harm to the snake. However, they may be distracting the snake and making it easier for the mouse to escape. Rodents have sharp claws and teeth that they use for digging and climbing. They can also bite with surprising force, although it's usually only enough to break human skin, against a snake. However, the mouse's claws and teeth may be more effective. The snake scales can be damaged, allowing the mouse to get a better grip on the snake's body. The mouse could then use its teeth to bite the snake, inflicting serious damage. Snakes are cold-blooded creatures, which means they rely on external sources of heat to regulate their body temperature. This makes them vulnerable to changes in temperature, and they are often unable to cool themselves down when they become overheated. The mouse, on the other hand, is a warm-blooded creature, which means it can regulate its own body temperature. This allows the mouse to stay active in a wide range of temperatures and gives it an advantage over the snake. The mouse's agility is also a major factor in this fight. Mice are incredibly quick and nimble creatures, and they're able to move in ways that the snake simply cannot. For example, the mouse can easily navigate the branches of the tree, while the snake is forced to slither along the ground. This allows the mouse to stay out of reach of the snake's fangs and claws. Snakes typically have two sets of claws, one at the tip of each of their jaws. These claws are used for gripping their prey and inflicting damage. Snakes also have sharp, pointed teeth that they use for biting and holding onto their prey. In contrast, mice have small claws at the end of each of their toes. These claws are used for climbing and digging, but they're not as sharp or dangerous as the claws of a snake. Mice do have incisors, however, which are sharp teeth that they use for cutting and gnawing. These teeth are located in the front of the mouth and are perfect for biting and holding onto things. When it comes to fighting a snake, the mouse's agility and speed are its greatest asset. The mouse is able to dodge the snake's attacks and strike back with its own teeth and claws. The mouse also knows how to use its environment to its advantage, such as by climbing up a tree to escape the snake. Ultimately, it has the mouse's agility and determination that allows it to survive against a much larger and more powerful snake. We've seen many clips of mice fighting snakes, and they always seem to come out on top. Although the snake may be bigger and stronger, the mouse is simply too quick and agile for the snake to handle. The snake's size may be its biggest weakness, making it an easy target for the mouse. As we saw in this clip, the mouse was able to evade the snake's attacks and strike back when it had the opportunity. The mouse's quick reflexes and agility allowed it to dodge the snake's bites and claws, which could have easily ended the fight in the snake's favor. In addition, the mouse's small size allowed it to climb up the tree and escape the snake. The snake was unable to follow the mouse up the tree because it was too big and bulky. This highlights another advantage that the mouse had in this fight. Overall, it's clear that the mouse was the superior fighter in this matchup. It was able to use its agility, speed, and determination to outsmart the much larger snake and come out on top. In the end, the mouse's determination to survive was the deciding factor in this fight. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, the mouse refused to give up. It fought back against the snake and used every trick it had up its sleeve to stay alive. This determination ultimately paid off, and the mouse was able to make it out of the fight alive. The mouse's fighting spirit is something we can all learn from. No matter how tough the odds may seem, it's important to never give up and to always keep fighting for what we believe in. What did you think of the video? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.